There is a particular kind of tired that has nothing to do with sleep. It is the feeling of too much, all at once. The tasks, the messages, the worries, the things you have not gotten to, all pressing in from every side until you can barely think. Your chest tightens, your mind spins, and a quiet voice whispers that you are falling behind, that you cannot possibly keep up with all of it. If that is where you are right now, I want you to take one slow breath with me. You are not failing. You are simply carrying too much at once. Today, 7 calm truths for when everything feels like too much. Stay with me. Before we begin, let us name what overwhelm actually is. It is not a flaw in your character, and it is not proof that you are weak or lazy or somehow behind everyone else. Overwhelm is simply what happens when the amount you are trying to hold becomes larger than what any person could hold at one time. It is a very human response to a very full life. So we are not going to fix you today, because you are not broken. Instead, we are going to gently set some things down, one at a time, until you can breathe again. After each truth, I will offer a small practice you can try right now. The first calm truth is that overwhelm is a signal, not a verdict. When everything feels like too much, your mind rushes to a cruel conclusion that something is wrong with you, that other people manage all of this easily and you simply cannot. But that is not what the feeling means. Overwhelm is your mind and body telling you, honestly, that you are carrying more than you can hold in this moment. It is a load signal, like the ache in your arms when you carry too many bags at once. That ache is not proof that your arms are broken. It is simply a request to set something down. You are not weak, you are overloaded, and those are two very different things. Try this now. Instead of asking, "What is wrong with me?" place a hand on your chest and say gently, "I am carrying a lot right now." Feel how different that is. One sentence quietly blames you. The other simply tells the truth. Notice that the heaviness you feel is not a sign of failure, but a sign of how much you have been holding. Let that small kindness be the very first thing you set down today. The second calm truth is that you can only ever do one thing at a time. Picture everything on your plate right now, all at once. Of course, that feels impossible because no one could do all of it at once. But here is the quiet secret. You never actually have to. The panic does not come from the work itself. It comes from trying to hold the entire mountain in your mind while you take a single step. You can only ever do the next small thing. So when the flood rises, ask yourself one question. What is the single next step right now? Then do only that. The mountain gets climbed one step at a time and never any other way. Here's your practice. When your mind is spinning with everything at once, pick up a pen or simply look around you and ask, what is the one thing I can do in the next 10 minutes? Not the whole project, not the entire day, just the next 10 minutes. Then give your full attention to that one small thing. You will find that the panic quiets the moment your hands have something real to do. The third calm truth is that your thoughts feel infinite until you write them down. When everything lives inside your head, it swirls in one great anxious cloud, each worry bumping into the next, all of it feeling urgent and endless at once. Your mind is wonderful at holding ideas, but terrible at holding many at once without panic. So take them out. Empty your head onto paper. Write down every task, every worry, every loose thread, no matter how small. And here's the strange gift. The list on the page is almost always smaller than the cloud in your mind. What felt like 100 things turns out to be 9. You cannot reason with a cloud, but you can look calmly at a list. So try this. Take a blank page and for 2 minutes, write down everything that is weighing on you. Do not organize it. Do not judge it. Just pour it all out, one line after another, until your head feels a little emptier. Then look at what you wrote. Notice that it has edges now. It is a finite list on a page, not an endless storm in your chest. Naming a thing is the first step to no longer being ruled by it. The fourth calm truth is that not everything is urgent, and not everything is yours to carry. When we are overwhelmed, every single task screams with the same loud voice, as if all of it must be done right now, by you, or the whole world will fall apart. But that is rarely true. Look at your list again and ask 2 honest questions. What actually matters today, and what only feels urgent because it is loud? And what is truly mine to carry, and what belongs to someone else or to no one at all? Some things can wait. Some can be handed back, and some, quietly, can simply be let go. You do not have to hold everything just because it landed in your hands. Here is a small practice. Look at your list and put a gentle mark next to only the things that truly matter today. Just those. Everything else can wait until tomorrow, or next week, or maybe forever. Then find one thing on the list that was never really yours to carry, and give yourself permission to set it down or pass it on. Feel how much lighter the whole list becomes when you stop treating every item as equally urgent and equally yours. The fifth calm truth is that rest is part of the work, not a reward you earn after it is done. When we are overwhelmed, rest feels like the first thing we should cut. There is too much to do, we tell ourselves, so we push harder, sleep less, and skip the pause. But a tired mind makes every task feel twice as heavy. The same email, the same errand, the same small problem, all of it grows enormous when you are running on empty. Rest is not you being lazy. Rest is you sharpening the one tool you work with, which is your own mind. Pausing does not steal time from your day. It quietly hands your capacity back, so that everything afterward feels lighter and clearer than it did before. Try this. The next time you feel the urge to push through even though you are exhausted, pause instead. Step away for 10 minutes, drink some water, look out a window, let your shoulders drop, take a few slow breaths. Do not earn it first, just take it. Then return to your work and notice how much clearer your mind has become. A short, honest rest is not time lost. It is the very thing that makes the rest of your effort possible. The sixth calm truth is that when you are drowning, you are allowed to lower the bar. Overwhelm and perfectionism feed each other in a cruel loop. The more there is to do, the higher the standard we somehow demand, until each task feels so enormous that we freeze and do nothing at all. But you do not need to do everything perfectly right now. You just need to do it. Done and imperfect will always carry you further than perfect and paralyzed. A messy email that actually gets sent beats a flawless one still trapped in your head. So when the water is rising, give yourself the gift of good enough. You can polish things later when you have room to breathe. For now, simply finishing is the victory. Here is your practice. Choose one task you have been avoiding because it feels too big to do well. Now ask, what would good enough look like here? Not perfect, just done. Lower the bar on purpose, out loud if you can, and then do the smaller, imperfect version. Notice that the world does not end. In fact, a finished, imperfect thing almost always feels better than a perfect thing that never got started. Progress lives on the far side of good enough. The seventh calm truth is the one we forget most easily. You are allowed to ask for help. When we are overwhelmed, we tend to curl inward, sure that we must handle it all ourselves, that asking would be a burden or a weakness. So we carry it silently, and the weight only grows heavier. But overwhelm shrinks the moment it is shared. Say the honest words to someone you trust. I am struggling. I have too much right now. Sometimes they will lift a task from your hands. Sometimes they will simply sit with you, and the load feels lighter just for being seen. You were never meant to hold it all alone. Reaching out is not weakness. It is one of the bravest things a person can do. For your last practice, think of one person you trust, and one thing you could ask them for. It does not have to be huge. It might be help with a task, or simply a few minutes to say out loud how much you are carrying. Then, today or tomorrow, actually reach out. Let someone in. Notice how the weight changes the moment it stops being yours alone. The people who care about you would rather share the load than watch you sink. So there they are, 7 calm truths to carry when everything feels like too much. Overwhelm is a signal that you are carrying too much at once, not proof that you are weak. You can only ever do one thing at a time, so return to the single next step. Empty your head onto paper because the list is always smaller than the cloud. Not everything is urgent, and not everything is yours to carry. Rest is part of the work, not a reward you earn afterward. When you are drowning, lower the bar to good enough, and you are always allowed to ask for help, because you are never meant to hold it all alone. The too much feeling is real, but it is not the whole truth about your life. You can set things down one at a time and breathe again. If this helps you feel a little lighter, take a second to subscribe and leave a like. It quietly helps the channel grow. Be gentle with yourself, and take care.